everybody, welcome to the adult craft for the month of July. This craft is a little vase with twine wrapped around it and paper flowers. So this is a little decoration for the house or a present if you want. You just need a few things for this one, so you might have them around your house or you can pick them up. We also have them available at the library in the week prior to this video, but if you still need one, just give us a call. We might have some more extra, or we can make one for you. Just give us a call and let us know, and you can come pick it up. So if you did pick it up, this is what came in the craft supply kit, or these are the craft supplies that you need, so you can maybe just have them around your house. You're going to need 1 or 2 pipe cleaners, depending on how tall you want your little flowers to be. So maybe 1 would be enough, just cut in half. But I provided 2 in the craft kits from the library. You're going to need, the craft kits had our little tutorial video linking you to this video. You're going to need 2 of each color of tissue paper. So I have 2 different colors. So I've got a purple one and a blue one, and they're the same size. So I've got 2 sheets of purple and 2 sheets of blue. They're the same color, the same size. So I'm going to make 2 flowers for my little flower pot. But you can do more if you have more colors, or you can do less, or you can do all the same colors as well. So whatever way you'd like to do it. I'm just going to do 1 purple and 1 blue. You'll need a can. Any kind of can. I use like a soup can or a corn can. Any kind of can works. Just make sure it's clean on the inside and you take the label off and it doesn't cut you on that top. And twine. So if you have all the other supplies and you need twine, just give us a call and we can provide you with the twine as well, because we have it at the library. This should be measured out to fit around your can or to be a little bit extra. So if you run out as well, if you picked up a supply kit and you ran out, give us a call and we can give you some more. So what you want to do is you want to start by just wrapping your can with twine. So this is going to be your little vase. So you can start it anywhere. I'm going to start it just on the lower lip here so it doesn't show any silver. And you just want to start it anywhere around with a dot of glue. So just put on that dot of glue and put on your twine. You can hold it for a second just since it's the first one. So you just want to start it all the way at the bottom. And then for your very first layer, you're going to want to glue all the way around, or at least pretty often. So I'm going to do just a little strip of glue along the bottom and put my twine along it. So you just stick it there. And you want to do this around the entire bottom layer. You're going to have to do all the glue. As you go up further, you won't have to glue as often. Just this very bottom layer doesn't have anything to rest on, so you just are going to have to glue all the way across. And you can kind of push it up if you need to. So just add that glue around, just a thin layer. You don't want too thick because you don't want to burn your fingers, and you don't really want it coming out too much. You don't need to see it, so just a thin layer is good. So create that layer all the way along the bottom edge. You can just kind of pull that on there. So you're making your layer along the bottom. Get all the way to the other side. And once you get to the other side, to where you started, I should say, then you can glue a little less often, because you're going to go up just a new little layer like that and just kind of keep going across. So definitely glue every once in a while. You can glue all the time if you want, just to get it really stuck on there. But start your layer with a little bit of glue and just kind of keep going around and around. So since it has something to rest on though, you might not need as much glue. You might just be able to get away with doing it every once in a while. So just a dot or a line as you go through. So I'm just going to have a big gap where it doesn't have it, and then I'm just going to stick it on there. And I'll do a big gap here, just so I don't waste too much glue, but if you want to make sure it doesn't move at all, then that's fine, and you can just use all the glue you want. Whatever you have. Alright, and whenever you get to that lip, did I already get to it? Whenever you get to your starting point, you just kind of keep going. So you're basically just stacking your twine on top of itself so that there's no gaps. If you want some gaps, that's okay too. But otherwise, just kind of stack it so it's close. And you're just going to do that all the way around the can. Adding glue occasionally. You don't need too much, but don't do too little, because you don't want it to come unraveling after all your hard work. So at least do a couple dots each layer. So maybe just a dot, but just to keep it in place. You don't want to lose all your progress. Something you can do is you can glue the can, or not glue, I'm sorry, paint the can in advance. If you do see it coming through and you don't like that, you could paint it brown so it looks like the twine, or you could paint it a color if you want a little pop of color in your vase. Whatever you want to do to make it your own and to make it something that you like, because it's really just a decorative piece. So anything that makes it look nice to you, you can add that on there. Alright, I'm making my way to the top of the can. So I just did that the whole way through. As I went up, I needed less and less glue to keep it in place, but at the top, again, you probably want the top one to have the glue all the way along the edge just so it doesn't slip over the top. So you can stop it so that there's a little lip of silver showing, or you can end it all the way at the top so that you can't see that silver at all. It's up to you. I'm going to go all the way to the top if I can, but that's where I'm going to put glue all the way along the top. So, got my glue, I'm going to put it on the top so that it doesn't climb over the lip of the can, and then I'll do my twine all the way at the top. So I had just the right amount of twine. Hopefully you guys had the right amount or a little bit more than you needed. If you have a little extra, you can go through again if you want to go back down to fill any gaps you might have had, but you don't have to. Up to you. Alright, and you just want to finish it off with some glue just to make that last little bit glued on. And then you just want to cut off your extra. Probably cut it a little long, and I'm just going to put that aside, and add a little dot of glue just right at the very, very end, and put a little glue on the top as well so that it doesn't fray. You can use the glue gun to kind of stick that on there so you don't burn your fingers. So just right at the end of your rope so that it doesn't fray. Alright, and this is your vase portion. So this is just what's going to hold your little flowers, but you can put anything in it, of course. It's just a nice little decorative vase. But our next portion is going to be our flowers. You'll need a stapler for this, 1 or 2 pipe cleaners, and 2 sheets of however many colors. So I'm going to do the 2 colors, and I'll just show you one, and you guys can do the other ones. So I provided 2 colors in the ones you can pick up from the library, but you can do as many as you want or as few as you want. Up to you. Alright, to make your flower, you're going to use your 2 pieces of tissue paper. Just put them all the way out and stack them on top of each other as close as you can to being even. Alright, just spread those out. And you want to fold them in half, whichever way, because you're going to do the other way as well. So you're going to fold those in half, a little crease, and then fold it in half again, this way, the other way, to whichever way you did the first time. So once they're in half, you want to find the corner with all the separate pieces of paper. So this corner here, the one with no folds. So you can see how this one has the folded piece, this one's all folded pieces, this one's all has folded pieces. You want the corner with all of the loose pieces of paper. So you want that corner. You're going to take that and fold it into a triangle to make a perfect square here. So you want this bottom edge to line up. Make that a triangle here. And then we've got that like this. And then you want to cut off the extra edge. So they don't line up perfectly, that's okay. Just make the best triangle you can, and you're actually going to cut off this rectangle portion. So grab your scissors or a rotary cutter. The scissors work just fine, and just cut all the way along that edge to have just your triangle set. So now you want to open it up so you've got your perfect square. That's why we made our triangle. But some of the edges still have a little bit of a fold, so this one's folded. The other ones should all be open, nice loose papers, but there's one with a fold. So you don't want to fold. So you can either cut it off just right along the edge, or you can stick your scissors in to your paper and cut along the top like this. We're just getting rid of that folds. Okay, so all of your paper should now have nice open sides. All the sides should just be open. So now we want to fold the paper, accordion style, so back and forth, back and forth. So try to keep it together as much as you can, and you can pick how wide, probably about 1 inch is right. So you just want to fold it, and then you're going to flip it and fold it again. Just that accordion style. So you're going to flip it every time and fold it again. So if you wanted to measure just to make sure each section was even, you could do that. It doesn't matter how many folds. The more you do though, the more full your flower will probably be. So you could think about that if you want. But I do them about 1 inch. So once you have your accordion folds, you can open that up. You just want those to be stacked. You want to use your stapler now and put a staple right about in the center. So you can see where your center is, right in the middle there. And you want to put a staple right about there. So if you have a big long stapler, you can do it so that it's nice and straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, so you can just do it at a little bit of an edge here. So you just want a little staple like that. Anywhere in the center is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, and now we're going to make the petals of the flower. So there's different ways you can do this, but we'll just stick with the classic right now, and that's just kind of an arch like this. So you just, and you can make them as short as you want. If you wanted a really short flower, you can make it really short. But I'm going to go long here, just because my can's kind of big, so I want it to fit in the can. So you just kind of make a nice little arch. You can make it more of a V if you want. You can make it smaller than this even. It's up to you. You just want it to kind of have a U shape, and you want the other side to do the same thing. So you just cut off those edges. You can go back, since sometimes this one gets a little off, and fix it that way, but it's up to you. So I'm going to go back and just fix this bottom one because it got a little off. But it doesn't have to be perfect. They won't be that clear. You won't be able to see that shape that much. So what you want to do now is just fill it out. So this is all you actually have to do, and then you just want to pull it apart to make a flower. So be gentle with these because it's tissue paper, so it's a little bit fragile, but just kind of bend it a little bit so that it can separate, and you're just going to fluff your flower up. Don't worry about it crinkling because it's definitely supposed to do that. You want it to be nice and fluffy, and that'll include being a little bit crinkly, just like a real flower. So one side at a time is how I'm going to do it, just kind of stretching it. Just separate them for now, and you can always adjust them a little bit later as well. So you want it all around so it gets nice and big. Just going to pick out those sheets and separate them. So there's one side of it, it's getting a little bit fluffy. And then the other side, you want to do the same thing. And then you can adjust it any way you like. So you just want to separate them. Just be gentle because of the tissue paper. But that's how we get that nice light flower shape. So you want to pull a few of them down towards the bottom so it's full, like a big, almost round shape. And then a few of them up. Just kind of all over. If you did want it to be more flat on the bottom, then you could pull all of them up. It's really up to you in this one. This is just decoration. So whatever kind of thing that you like to look at is perfect. So then you've got your flower all scrunched out, and then you can adjust it how you like it. So the bottom here got a little bit stuck together. So I'm just going to separate those. Just kind of scrunching them up helps too, just to get a more flower feel there. This is pretty good. Alright, so there's your flower. Now you want to find that center again. It should be pretty easy to find it. And you just want to put your stem on your flower. So you can do this before too. If you want to do this right when you stapled it, that is totally fine. It's up to you. They should both work out just fine, and I wouldn't say one is easier than the other either, so just whatever your preference is. So you just want to put that stem in there, kind of hide that bottom part, and then you've got it in the center like this, and then you just want to fluff your flower petals out around it so you can't see that green stem. So that's why you could have done it first if you wanted, just so you already had your flower petals fluffed out. But it's up to you, it's not too hard to just kind of adjust them again. Alright, and now we've got our flower, and you can put it in your can. So it's a little long, so I'm going to cut the end, and put it in my little can. Alright, so now you've got a little flower vase. To add a few flowers will make it fill out a little bit more, and you can adjust it and fluff it anytime that you want kind of a different shape for your flower. So you guys can do this in lots of different colors. You can make them match the seasons if you want to do more of a fall theme. You can pick some reds and yellows. It's up to you, but I think this is a pretty fun and simple decorative craft. Alright, I hope you guys had a good time with that one. Let me know if you have any questions or if you tried it. Post it in the comments so I can see. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!